I've been daily driving my Toyota Tacoma on 1-ton axles and 40s for the past month, and it's been awesome. Let's talk about that.
Brought to you in part by Alpine Toyota.
It seems like a lot of people want to know what my fuel mileage is like now that the truck is so big and has these massive tires. And to be honest, I don't know, and I don't care. I didn't put 40-inch tires on it to be fuel efficient. That being said, even though I didn't do the calculations, I'd say it's not that bad. The 513 gears that I actually put in these axles made a huge difference. And as far as power and fuel economy goes, honestly, I can't say it's much different than before. Something that kind of surprised me about daily driving this thing is how great the road manners are. It drives dead straight, no weirdness in the steering wheel, no bump steer. And not only that, this thing is like dead smooth. You can treat bush roads like highways. Not that you should, but you can. Dead smooth. And like you'd probably expect of something this big with such soft suspension, there is a fair bit of body roll, but it is totally manageable. And even though this truck is so modified, everything still works like it should. Air conditioning still works, the 4x4 switch on the dash still functions, the gauge cluster is completely free of flashing Christmas tree lights. Heck, even the speedometer works, although it is probably around 5 miles per hour out. Even the power seems pretty similar to what it was before. The 4-liter V6 engine that is in this doesn't seem to care. However, I do have a 6-speed manual transmission in this thing, so your results may vary with an automatic. I found us a mostly flat spot up here so we can take some measurements for those of you that care. So let's check how tall is this truck overall. We're looking at about 78 inches to the top of the cab, or 6.5 feet roughly. Now, as far as our actual belly clearance goes here, so from under the driver door to the frame rail, we are looking at 24 inches. And our wheelbase, 80 inches. As far as up travel goes, I just measured to my bumps, and we are at about 4 inches. When we initially set this thing up, we set it for around 5.5, so that means my coilovers have kind of just sagged out. The springs have worn in just that little bit over, daily driving it the last month. And honestly, I'm probably not going to adjust my preload to bring it back up. I don't mind sacrificing that little bit of up travel to help keep this thing a little bit lower. So now I figured I'd get a little bit of a highway test here for you. So currently we're going just over 65 miles per hour, over 100 kilometers per hour, and this thing is so nice. No weird shakes, no weird vibrations, just smooth. Now, it isn't all positives. Obviously, there's going to be some downsides to daily driving a rig like this. One of those being is it has the turning radius of a freight train. Because I wanted to keep this truck streetable, I went with absolute minimum offset possible. So we've got some tire rub, and probably not where you think. On most Tacomas, when you want to put big tires on it, it means relocating or chopping your cab mount here. With the Martec kit and these 40s, I don't even rub this at all. Where I do rub is on the actual lower link. That being said, our tires are pretty dang bald. So when we get our new tires, it might be a different story. We might actually be into the cab mount, but I don't know yet. So in conclusion, you can do a solid axle swap with 1 tons under a Tacoma, and you can still daily drive it. There is some sacrifices. You won't have as good fuel economy. Obviously, you'll have some body roll, Obviously, your turning radius will probably suck, but what you will have is an absolute machine off-road. The 1-tons and 40s combo is ridiculous, and I love it. The biggest reason I wanted to build this Tacoma is because they're getting older. This is a second generation Tacoma, so from 2005 to 2015. These Tacomas are getting older, and because they're getting older, they're getting cheaper. So I figured there'd be a lot more of you guys in the market looking for the next thing to do to their Tacoma that isn't just bolt-on lift kits or long travel. You want to do, well, what we've done with the older trucks. Cut off all the suspension and throw some solid axles under it. And I figured a video like this might provide some value to you guys to help you decide whether you want to go the extra step and throw 1-tons and 40s onto your rig. Anyways, guys, if you can do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button, and hey, consider subscribing. I upload weekly Toyota, building, wheeling, and off-roading content. Anyways, I'll catch you next week. Peace.